Hello and welcome to the most expensive video I've ever made. I actually don't know if that's true, but it certainly feels like it should be. If you're on social media, you're probably already familiar with these online shopping websites that sell a huge amount of utterly random stuff, usually really cheap, and usually with really long shipping times. Some of these sites have a bit of a reputation for selling products that are a little less impressive than the photos they use when they're selling them. So some of these sites also sell Opal and Opal jewellery. Now, I'm not going to tell you which site I used because it really doesn't matter. They all use the same kind of buying format. They pretty much all sell the same stuff. So the Opal jewellery that we're going to look at today could really have come from any one of them. So I flushed $150 down the toilet on some allegedly beautiful Opal jewellery. And then I got together with a couple of amazing people from the Australian Opal Centre in Lightning Ridge, who really know their opal, to get an honest assessment of the stuff that I bought. Special thanks to Vicky Bokros, jewellery designer, opal miner and Australian Opal Centre contributor, and Jenny Bramall, gemologist and paleontologist, for taking the time to help me with this little public service announcement. I realise as I'm editing this video that I probably should mention that this was filmed before the world went crazy, so we didn't violate any social distancing rules when we made this. So I ordered 15, only 13 actually arrived. I specifically purchased items that looked like they would be natural opal, described themselves as natural opal, and looked like they were, all things considered, pretty decent pieces of jewellery. So I've played the part of the unsuspecting customer who's buying quality products, and we will see what we get. So we're going to ask, does it match the product photo? Is it opal? If it's not, can we figure out what it actually is? And did I actually get ripped off? Because they're very, very cheap. Like this first piece was $8. And for $8, you could be pretty forgiving in what you actually get in a piece of jewellery. So is it actually worth the price that we pay for it, even though it's probably not what it says it is? Who would like to go first with number one?
I will. Sounds fun.
There we go. Thanks.
An 18 karat yellow gold natural gemstone blue opal, and it's a ring. Oh wow. Okay.
What do you have there?
I've got a green opal. It doesn't look blue to me, but we all know that colour, everyone sees colour differently. It is yellow gold, but it feels like something that's come out of a 20-cent machine. It feels sort of plastic. It feels very plastic.
Oh, right. Yes.
And the opal, to me, doesn't look natural at all.
Have you looked at what the stamp says?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh. Jeez, that's special. It is stamped S925. It's claiming to be sterling silver. It would be the lightest sterling silver I've ever seen.
I'm wondering if it's maybe been moulded from something that was sterling silver.
It's definitely moulded. It's got mould marks on it. It's been moulded very poorly. There's air bubbles and things in it. If you hadn't paid so much, I'd suggest we put a match to it, or a hot poker, because I wouldn't be surprised if it'd melt. The first question, does it match the product photo? I'd say no, it doesn't match the product photo.
It does not. It almost looks like the gold is flaking off already, and the opal looks like little flakes of cellophane paper in some kind of plastic resin.
Yeah.
A very fine specimen. It's a no from me.
So, is it opal, Vicky?
No.
No?
I'm sorry, it is not.
Okay, well, we've said
Okay.
it doesn't match the product photo. It is not opal. It is most likely plastic. Yes. Is it worth the price?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
No.
I think, like you said, it looks like something that should be in one of those little bubbles from the machine.
Yeah.
It's definitely not worth
Where the value's in the
$8.
bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can do something with that.
You can put something
can
else
make
in the bubble.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
Sorry, Russ.
Number two is interesting. It is obvious from the product picture that it is not natural opal.
Obvious.
Obvious to us.
Yes. Would you like to open package number two?
Sure.
You mean to say you purchased this for your loved one?
I did. How can I possibly
It is
disappoint
a
someone purchasing
bride, princess, wedding, engagement, strange ring.
Strange ring.
Now that's one word for it.
Well,
Thank you.
so does it match the product photo?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, sort of purple and pink. I can't see the green, but it's pretty good. And the black 14 karat black gold filled, I think there is a stamp in there. I think I can see one.
I'm going to go out on a limb that it's probably not black gold.
But the word filled is, a standard, industry standard term to say that it is like plated or gold filled, or so they are sort of.
It means gold filled with other stuff.
Because I was
So it's
thinking,
got-
why would you put the gold on the inside?
No,
No.
it's not
This is why I'm
filled
not
with
a
gold. It means gold filled with something else. So this is also stamped
95.
S925, but I have grave doubts as to whether this is sterling silver. Maybe. So
Is it opal?
I'd go out on a limb and say it's not opal.
Really?
Yeah.
It.
You sound disappointed. I'm sorry, I should have let you down gently and told you we needed to take it to a gemology lab and do some, refractive index.
I will admit, it does seem to be some kind of cellophane in suspension once
It
again.
looks a little bit like slocum stone,
Yeah.
which was opal simulant in its time.
Is
It's
it-
still very popular.
Is it worth $4.90, postage included?
Well, I think so for what it is, postage included.
Would you be disappointed if you expected it to be opal?
Yes, because it has the term natural.
It does. It does say natural fire opal, so I would be expecting something South American looking, but in this case it's very pink.
Yes.
Item number 3, it's an 8-piece set. So I had assumed from the very beginning it was going to be an amazing bargain.
Natural gemstone fire opal, diamond ring wedding.
Set of 8.
It's almost like pass a parcel and Christmas all at once.
Is this the one that came with...
The little
It did.
foam
It came
thing.
with a single cube of packing foam. So the...
Not wrapped around
precious...
the...
No. Those precious items are only protected from one side by a single cube of foam.
Oh, wow. Jen. Have a look at that.
Oh gosh.
Oh, if you're curious, all of the rings that I purchased are all size 8. I figured if nothing else, I'd be consistent and go with the default size setting that it gave me when I purchased
Well,
them.
I noticed the first one was sizes 6 to 10.
Well, this
Nice.
one fits really well.
This isn't an 8. You may have ordered an 8, but that's no 8.
Okay,
So
good to know.
Well, definitely not natural. But then if you didn't know anything about opal, you might think it is. But for that sort of price, it's impossible.
Does it match the product photo?
Well, not really. These are more green to me. And there's lots of red, multicolour. Not really at all.
I mean, there are 8 pieces, are there?
Oh, yes, I've got 3 here.
Yeah, so 2, 4. So we do have the right number of products.
We didn't get a bonus.
They
And there's also some
the designs appear to be as shown,
That's a bonus.
so that's something.
So far, out of the 3 purchases, this is the best deal. Can you see any stamps?
No, there are no stamps.
Because it says sterling silver.
It does.
Oh, and then there's actually a space underneath the stone on one side, like it's floating.
Oh, there is too.
I say stone with some trepidation.
Yeah, it's definitely some sort of resin, very similar to the first one. With this, is it little pieces of
Glitter.
glitter?
Glitter in resin.
Yep. Yep.
Not to give any spoilers, but I think glitter in resin is going to be a recurring theme over these next few bags.
But for $4.90,
For 8 pieces?
8 pieces, to me this is the bargain of the century in terms of the purchases so far. No,
50 cents a piece if they were in little plastic baubles coming out of a gumball
it's a
machine.
very, very fine collection.
Yes.
The next couple are actually quite interesting. They're probably the most interesting ones in the bunch. They're also the most expensive ones in the bunch. I had to splurge a little bit. So our next items
Ooh.
look a bit like this.
Unheated one piece
Unheated.
natural black.
Unheated. Unheated? Is that a word that means anything to anyone?
Well, it might be meaningful in relation to a ruby, for instance.
But not
It's not a ruby.
But for opal, you would hope it was unheated on the whole.
And VVS1. There you go.
Yeah.
Very, very slight inclusion.
5 A's.
Yep. It's a new grading system for opal. So
Who are these people? We need to get in touch with them.
we need
Absolutely.
to
They know more
do
than
some
us.
training with them.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we went this way last time, so I go this way.
Right.
Enjoy.
Are they both in this
They
bag?
are both in that bag.
Oh, I'm jealous.
We got 2 for 1 here. The good news is they are not glitter suspended in resin.
Wow. Would you like the blue one or the red one to look at first?
I'll go blue.
Okay. I tell you what, they're heavy.
Are they?
No.
Wow. Wow. It's incredible.
It is. Again, not to give away any surprises that are coming in the future bags, but these are the only 2 pieces out of this whole set that could actually be called opal in any possible way.
Yes, because they
They
resemble
are, yes,
opal.
they are synthetic opal.
Yes.
What kind of synthetic opal, the origin of them, I have no clue.
So and they're possibly not technically synthetic opal either,
Oh,
because the synthetic opal technically has the same composition as a natural opal,
which these do
and
not.
these feel and a lot like they've got resin in them, which means that they're more of an opal
Simulant.
simulant than a
Right.
synthetic.
Yeah.
The final question for this pair of stones is going to be quite interesting. They were $30 and $31.20 each. So these are the bulk of the money spending in this collection of little bags goes
Yeah,
in these
you've
2
spent
stones.
a lot of money here.
I'm not ruling out the possibility that the product shot is actually a natural stone.
I don't think that's a photo of a natural stone. I think that's just a photo of another one of these.
Yeah.
I note that they don't provide the weights of them,
No, only measurements.
and that's highly unusual for a natural loose stone.
Very true. Is it worth $30 a piece?
Well, I'd say if you bought it believing you were buying natural opal, then it's not, because you've paid money and you haven't got what you were paying for. If it was described as an opal simulant for the same price, and that's what you wanted to buy, then maybe.
Maybe.
What do you think? It was your hard-earned money.
I think I'd like it back, but I don't think it works that way. If they were natural opal and they looked like that, they'd be worth every cent of $30 a piece.
Yeah.
But they're not. So no, I will pass. Can I send them back, please? Okay, bag number 6 contains
Wow.
that. Now,
It's your turn.
some of these items I bought knowing they were not going to be opal, and you can see why. Natural orange fire opal gemstone diamond jewellery anniversary proposal.
Before I open
Gift.
this, I've got to say
Bag,
that I
bag.
have had similar things like this come my way. Wow. Well, firstly, I would be bitterly disappointed, not because of the shape or style, but there is no multicolour in that whatsoever.
It is entirely orange.
It's entirely orange, a couple of different shades of orange. Where's the opal colour? Where are they? Because I quite like this ring.
There are blues
You
and
know,
greens
it's got a
and
sort of a
turquoises.
vintage look about it. That's sad. The person who ordered this would have expected pretty colours.
Oh, I did.
I know. You were looking forward to this one. Very sad indeed.
It reminds me of one of those meals that were very popular in the 1970s, where they would take everything in the fridge and put it in jelly. It's like meat products in aspic. So as the customer, what disappoints me about this one is I did specifically buy some of these items because I was expecting them to be different attempts at synthetic opal. And to me, that product picture suggests that it would have been foil opal. rather than whatever that is. It is certainly not foil opal.
No.
I'm actually having a hard time coming up with an explanation for what that stuff is.
Oh, it's some sort of resin. Just looks like a
Junk in resin.
some sort of plasticky resin gone wrong.
It's nasty.
It's pretty nasty.
It is one of the more interesting pieces out of all of these, but it's nasty.
It's just such a disappointment unwrapping that.
I was absolutely expecting foil opal.
So you were expecting to be defrauded with some fake opal-y stuff.
Yes.
And you're disappointed not to. It doesn't even go that far.
Correct.
It doesn't even make an attempt to deceive you.
No, I'm
It just
absolutely
says-
astonished.
Here's a ring.
Yes, with some orange
Yep.
stuff in it.
Yep.
Was it worth it?
Absolutely not. No.
It's a no from Vicky.
It's a no from me.
If I was expecting that, I would say it's not worth it. If I saw it in a shop for $7 and I felt like that was the colour I wanted on my hand that day, I might do it.
Okay. Next bag. Okay.
Ooh.
Now,
I'm missing out.
this design was incredibly popular. There are numerous variations of it, and just for the sake of it coming up as every third thing as I was scrolling through the store, I thought I'd better buy one just to see what it turned out to be. This side.
I know, that's what I'm
There we go.
saying.
And the
I'm
opal,
jealous.
the opal looks,
The opal
Real.
looks really beautiful.
It really
the
does.
whole ring, if you're into that,
Yeah.
is quite a lovely piece.
It's kind of lotus flowers or something.
Fine piece of jewellery you have in your hand there, Jenny.
Well,
Solid.
does it match the product
Gold.
photo?
Oh.
I would say no. It's more like the product photo than it's like an advertisement for a speedboat, but it doesn't really match the product photo. Is it opal? I'll defer to the expert.
It doesn't even resemble opal.
No.
That
And
is an embarrassment even to opal simulants.
it is. And the piece of material sitting where the stone is in that photo is not what is in that ring.
No.
That's
all.
either natural opal or it's a photoshopped.
I suspect.
I think that stone is not in that ring at all. I think that's been photoshopped in.
Yeah, and also
agree
they've
with that.
photoshopped the whole design of the, because this,
It doesn't match. I mean,
no, not at all.
the things that look like diamonds don't go in the right spots on the actual ring.
I suspect that design is a knockoff of a far superior product, which is included in the
that is some
product.
sort of beautiful European designer has created, and they've just plucked that image off the internet somewhere and then produced the bubble ring, the slot machine ring.
Is this pink and green stuff that makes up the lotus flowers?
The enamel.
Looks like it's enamel work, and on that it looks like it's vaguely painted on sort of stuff.
It's stamped 925, I think, in there, which is sort of weird because it just feels like nothing. That's embarrassing.
So it definitely doesn't match the product photo.
No.
Is it opal?
No.
No.
Is it worth the $5, postage and GST included?
Not if you thought you were getting that.
Some idiot paid for it.
No, it's environmental vandalism actually. Whatever's happened in the world to produce this has cost this planet way too much. It's sheer irresponsibility and a crime against humanity in the world.
There you go.
Lovely.
Next.
Next. Oh God.
Oh, wow, this is nice.
This was one of the most interesting things. It cost 10 whole Australian dollars, including GST and postage, and it looks like it is carved from a piece commonish opal with a little bit of colour in one corner. It doesn't look like something that would be mass produced because it's a very organic shape.
I quite like it.
Are you ready for this?
I'm excited.
And it's an
Okay.
engagement party ring Valentine's Day gift.
Oh, so I'll just throw this one out
Yeah.
and
Regular
go
white
for the
opal ring.
$10.
Oh, Vicky gets this one. I'm a bit jealous.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's exactly the sound that I made. What the hell is that?
that's just crazy. Oh, wow. It looks like some sort of vomit for a start. Look at that. It's The resin or whatever it is, yeah, it's really interesting the way they've presented that against that photograph.
You can sort of,
It does look like vomit.
if you orient it correctly, you can identify bits of its anatomy that sort of match up to what the product claims to be. But
I think this piece is, that photograph's a rip-off from some famous piece of jewellery, and they've just tried to simulate it somehow into
whatever that is.
I don't know what that is. That is really weird. It looks like an alien life form.
The vomit is actually a really thin coat. It's not even a solid piece of anything.
No, with bits of green glitter.
It's got very fine glitter in it, as
Looks
opposed to the sort of tinsel confetti in most of them.
Yeah.
This is like seriously fine glitter. And yeah, it's just, there's just the metal, and it's just been pour smeared across that surface. Like, there might be more metal in this than in a lot of the other rings.
I think that all of the substance of what should be that piece of opal is made up of metal, and then it's got a thin veneer of snot and glitter on the outside. It has no redeeming qualities.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find one.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen anything so ugly.
No.
Does it match the product photo?
No. I think we can say no.
Safely.
Is it opal?
No.
Is it worth $10?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't pay 20 cents for that.
Splendid.
It just makes you feel a little unwell, and that's about all it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can feel a dizzy spell coming on.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Jenny, you get this one.
Oh, excellent.
it's antique looking. It is a vintage women jewellery 925 sterling silver ring, oval cut, fire opal, birthday proposal, gift, bridal engagement party ring, size 6 to 10. It has 488 reviews and an average of 3.5 stars. It cost me $7.84 Australian with GST and postage included.
Wow, you're lashing out.
Let's see what we've got.
Yeah, well, I think I can agree with that. I don't
We don't need to debate that one.
The product photo even close. The stone is a fraction of the size of the stone in the photograph.
Yeah, the proportions are way off.
It looks like possibly the worst mould that's ever been made from an existing piece of jewellery. Oh, it's got a stamp. Yeah, it's also S925. But when you look at the detail in here, it just looks like melted plastic actually. But the stone, the dimensions of the stone, the face of the stone are only about half or 2/3 in the ring to what's in the photo. The stone in the photo is quite possibly natural opal, and we can say that that is not.
What is it?
It's more glitter suspended in resin or plastic.
Yeah, some sort of resin that just feels very plastic.
So overall, so far, what I'm finding is this experience is strikingly dumb. I'm running out of words. I'm just sitting here going, static.
Is that worth $7.84?
No,
No.
Okay.
no,
I think
sorry.
we can all unanimously agree on that. It's not worth a great deal at all.
No. That's a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of disappointments, $15.68 Australian cents, including GST and postage. There we go.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thanks. This is exciting.
It's like
Yeah,
Christmas,
It
but
is.
where every gift is cold.
Oh no.
Vicky, I would like to introduce you to yet another example of how I was expecting a specific type of opal simulant and received another type of opal simulant.
Yeah, this is sad. It's just going downhill. Oh.
I think it's abalone shell.
Yeah, I was going to say they're little bits of shell in resin. Just, chopped up, smashed up and thrown in there somehow.
It's almost a mosaic, but
Giving
it's
it
a
way
mosaic.
too much credit now.
It's a mosaic where the design of the mosaic is getting a handful of bits of crappy abalone shell and going "Pooh," and putting resin on top.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's got no colour. Look.
It's got no
There's
soul.
it's got And it says it's shiny, and it's not shiny. In fact, it's so dull, it's not funny.
dazzling.
The
Yeah,
metal
it says
is...
it's jewellery.
I'll give it a tiny bit of credit. I kind of don't mind the design of the ring.
Oh,
Like-
right. Well, you clearly have no taste.
It's not as badly moulded as some of the others. Does it match the product photo?
Absolutely not.
No, it doesn't.
The actual product is abalone shell in a gigantic dome of clear resin.
That's
Yeah.
not even polished.
It's not polished, it's frosty clear resin.
Looks like it's been run over. Someone found it on the ground, the resiny bit, and then decided to stick it in some sort of thing.
Is it worth $15.68?
Shame on you.
I think this has merits that some of the others don't have, but
It is unique.
it's arguable.
Okay, let's press on.
Oh, they're pretty.
3 pieces, set of natural opal jewellery, set crystal gemstone pendant necklace earrings, ring set, 5 whole Australian dollars, including postage and GST.
You're not making any claims about what they're set in this case.
No.
No material of some kind. It is very, very sort of fine filigree in the jewellery. I'll be impressed to see if they
Yes,
have pulled that off.
yes,
Okay, package number 12.
yes.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Dun,
Get
dun,
all the
dun.
good ones.
I've been waiting for months for this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it looks pretty from here.
wow. Wow. Can I open it?
Certainly. It has nicer packaging than most.
Well, it
It
has
does.
packaging. Wow. Yeah, you can have the ring.
Thank you.
It's quite a small
Oh.
size.
Yeah.
Well,
Natural opal set crystal gemstone.
None of those words actually apply.
No.
Does it match the product photo?
Well, the design sort of does.
It's nowhere near as fine as that picture.
No.
It's
I mean, the design is sort of similar, and
and the stones are translucent in the product photos, and they're not translucent at all
No.
in the actual
No.
they've
product.
got a mirror back on them.
is it opal?
I don't
I'll
think
say
so.
No, I'm going to go with
I'll
no
go
as
with
well.
no.
If it's not opal, what is it?
Some sort of glass, plastic something
With a
the mirror
reflective
back.
treatment on it?
Yeah.
Is it worth $5?
Well, it's not worth $5 if you thought you were purchasing this.
Correct.
Then it's not worth anything. If it was sold for what it actually is, I think it's most definitely worth $5 as a set of fun jewellery.
This is a new category of jewellery we are not familiar with. Now you can see why I bought that.
Yeah, that looks lovely. Nice classic opal.
We all need to take a deep breath and a moment of meditation before we look at this one. It is a beautiful looking crystal stone with green and blue. If that was a genuine piece of jewellery, that would be worth quite a bit of money. It has 2 little diamonds on it. Now this one doesn't claim to be natural opal in the description, but it looks a lot like natural opal in the picture.
It does.
So
I'm excited. You spent $4.
$4.
Oh. Whoa. That's hysterical.
This looks more like kryptonite than opal.
It does.
Right.
Does it match the product photo?
No. No. Not even a bit, actually.
It's not on the same planet as that product photo.
No. I mean, yep. No. I mean, yeah. You can see an attempt, but
Yeah, we might give them $4 for trying.
wow. Well, like I'm a big fan of that green, but I just can't
It's
cope with.
that's horrible.
Yeah, that's sad.
That is
It's really sad.
number one candidate for not matching the product photo in any way. Is it opal? Hell no. Is it worth what I paid for it? $4?
I'll
No.
say no. Yeah. Is there more?
There is one more.
Wow.
It's
Top
top
grade.
grade.
Inlay, abalone shell and opal. Tungsten steel rings for men, 8mm width, elegant smooth men's party wedding ring. There we go.
Thank you.
Lucky last, Jenny.
Yes, very lucky.
I bought this not expecting it to be amazing quality opal. I thought it might actually be a decent looking product because the picture looks quite...
Yeah, it looks smooth.
And what did you think when you opened it the first time?
I wondered where the rest of the material that made up the inlaid opal and abalone shell had gone.
Yeah, no, it's definitely got inlaid clear resin. There's some nice, holographic something or the other. Oh, yeah, sorry, Russ. Yeah, the workmanship is not fine. Yeah, I'm not sure which bit's meant to be abalone and which is meant to be opal. It's like a little tiny strip of holographic ribbon.
Yeah.
That middle one.
It's not ugly though. Well, for me, it's not as ugly as the...
Does it match the product photo?
I'd say no.
It nearly does, but not enough.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that the colours are actually reversed in it to the product photo. Is it opal?
No.
Not at all.
Is it abalone?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Is it worth...
Is it smooth? No, it's not.
No, the outside is actually disturbingly not smooth. Is it worth $8?
No.
I'll say no.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on purchasing this sort of thing online, sight unseen, from foreign countries through dubious websites?
Based on our experience today, it's an interesting thing for an animal to do.
You know, anybody that's looking to purchase a gemstone ring, they'd have to do some research, because thinking that you would get natural gemstones for $8 and $4, use some common sense and do a little bit of research and check out other websites or more reputable shopping sites that perhaps you can compare the descriptions and products, and you might see some flaws in the descriptions, product descriptions.
Favourite piece?
Favourite piece is probably this. I thought that looked like the photograph. So I wouldn't call it my favourite personal piece to wear, but I think it looked like the image on the screen. For me, the most disappointing piece was the orange ring, because it is absolutely nothing like, they didn't even try to make the colours the same.
Favourite piece?
Probably this one. And to me, it's so obviously fake. I know you said you thought it's one that people might think looks more like opal, but to me, it's so obviously fake that I almost see it as a different thing. It's like a little party thing. And my least favourite is this one, which I just find offensive on all levels and to have no merit. And a massive disappointment compared with the photograph. And I'm really sad that it does look like there've been some, beautiful designs and clever designs that have been appropriated to produce this.
Agreed.
And that's very sad for the designers.
It is sad.
So how did that experience match up with your expectations just overall?
I expected that everything that looked real would turn out to not be real.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect so much of it to be glitter suspended in resin.
Mm-hmm.
That was a surprise. I expected that each thing would be one step back from what it was. So if it looked like real opal, it would probably be synthetic opal. If it looked like synthetic opal, it would probably be foil opal or glitter in resin or something like that. But everything that looked like real opal turned out to be glitter in resin, more or less, or
whatever that is.
Puree of abalone in resin, or mango in resin, or shiny glass pebbles. Is this entire collection worth $150? Hell no.
Sorry. You got duped.
I think so. Anyone want to buy some jewellery?
Yeah.
So that's why you should be cautious where and how you buy your opal. I went into this little project knowing that I was about to be ripped off and that it was going to be hilarious, which it was, but please remember that there are people out there who don't know any better and actually get duped by this rubbish. Just reading the product reviews on some of the worst items that we looked at, leaving aside the fact that the product reviews are probably just as fake as the opal, most of the negative reviews focus on things like the poor quality of the metalwork or that the colours don't match. Not one of them mentions that the stone, the opal, the entire point of buying the piece of jewellery, is most likely a piece of plastic resin with some coloured glitter floating in it, or something even worse. So there are absolutely people out there buying this stuff thinking that what they receive is real opal. If you don't want to have this kind of experience when you're buying opal, please do your research and find reputable suppliers. If the price seems too good to be true, maybe it is. This video was made with the good humour and patience of the amazing people at the Australian Opal Centre at Lightning Ridge, so thank you to the Australian Opal Centre, and thank you to Jenny and Vicky. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to IDU Curiosity on YouTube, and you can also follow along on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching.